What's going on, guys? My name is Rhydon and welcome back to Rhydon Hobbies. We're going to go ahead and get straight into it today. I am bringing you a speed paint of some Saurus Warriors for my Seraphim warband. Unfortunately, this wasn't supposed to be the first video. As you can see, I dived right into it without my usual intro because this was not supposed to be the intro video. I had several files that got lost and or corrupted. Including an earlier speed paint, which was supposed to be up last week for some skinks, and another Saurus was supposed to get painted with this one. You can see in the end B-roll that there are two Saurus posing together, but I only have the one painted in this video. But hopefully it should be up soon. I did record a couple of other videos, so I'm going to try to edit those and get those out as well, so that I'm caught up a little bit, because right now I am behind, unfortunately. So thank you for your patience, those of you that are sticking here with me. So as you can see, I am painting up these guys. I'm doing kind of a bone color, using Morghast bone, and what's my other shade here? I'm using a Morghast bone for the base coat, and then Tolerant Sand for the shading, in order to kind of make the bone appearance on the weapons and armor. The shield, I'm doing like a turtle shell using retroactive green from Vallejo, and then I am painting up some extra details on it to kind of make it look like a California king snake. It's one of my favorite reptiles. It has a very unique design, and I love the way the red and blue scales pattern it. So we'll go ahead and see how that turns out. I would like to thank you all for sticking with me in spite of the turbulence of my last couple videos not quite being up to snuff. And indeed, the time it's taking between them. I will finally have a couple of 40k videos. Those of you that follow me on other medium know I've been painting Necrons, and so I have those done, and I painted one of them for the stream. I am testing the Stuart Semple Mirrorist Mirror Paint, and then I also do another video for a different 40k kill team that I'm kind of keeping in the dark until the video's out, mostly because I don't want to show too much of it. And that one, I do something a little bit different. The Necrons are a little bit more straightforward, and this other one, I kind of use I twist a little bit to try to give it a different effect. Those of you that follow me on those other medias, Twitter and Instagram, which the links for them will be in the description. I also I built a lot of orcs and a Deathwatch kill team as well. So those videos should also probably be going up soon. I'm hoping to get those painted up in the next few weeks, but we'll see. So on these ones, I lost a lot of footage, and I had to redo a lot of things. I even tried a new camera angle when I painted up the skinks, and I had that video fully edited before the files became corrupted, which is heartbreaking. I spent all day editing that. But we're here now with this warrior, and we'll see how this goes. For those of you that don't know, my partner channel is at KittenFuzzArt, and they stream every Saturday at around 10 p.m. So you should go check them out. They are a pretty cool VTuber with two different avatars, Tekadon and Kitten. And you should also follow them on Twitter at FuzzArt. They don't use Instagram as often, but you could follow them there as well. As we work through the details here, you can see I'm starting to paint the scales. Like I said, they're based on the California king snake, so I'm trying to make it look like each scales on its own. I'm not quite sure how to highlight them like this. And you can see I do some edge highlighting and a little bit of detail work a little bit later. But I'm not quite sure exactly how to get the exact effect that I want with these. I do add little speckles of white in each of them, and in the red ones I add some speckles of pink, but they're not quite perfect, unfortunately. I also have some other stuff planned originally on this video series. It was intended to be. I was going to paint up the knights. Like I said, I already painted up a couple skinks for a video, and I had one guard. I decided not to record myself painting the guard, and so far I've only done the bone like armor and the shield on it, but I might go back and record the rest of it. But the rest of it is really just kind of doing the detail work on the spines and things like that. So I don't know how much you guys want to see me do half a painting. A unique challenge when painting these warriors was not just trying to make the details look right, but their eyes are absolutely tiny. Like, thinner than my finest micron paint pen. So I couldn't even like slit the eyes like I wanted to. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do them. I might just keep them blank and white. The skinks actually had larger eyes, so I was able to do those more detailed. But I don't think I'm going to be able to do that with the Saurus. Even though the models are larger, they do have thinner eyes for whatever reason. I'm also, I want to do some gameplay coming up, and I really wanted to do a Warcry battle report. But for that, I need 2 fully painted warbands. I painted up a couple dryads for my brother's warband today, and I'm obviously working on my Seraphon. So hopefully, after I finish the knights for the Seraphon and the last guard, and I finish the Kurnoth hunters for my brother's warband, we should hopefully be in the go. In addition, I want to do some kill team games. I've got a handful of kill teams now, so should be pretty exciting either way. So I have gone back to my normal day job, back at work. So I'm no longer off of the COVID quarantine, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult for me to get videos out regularly. However, I am definitely going to try as hard as I can to get them going. In addition, Kitten is still going to be streaming, and I should be there with them for that. In the meantime, I think the Saurus Warrior is starting to come along nicely. Some of the scales are starting to look pretty good, I think. I think the color scheme is decent as it is, although definitely could still use a lot of work. I thought for contrast it would be good to give them kind of a jungly setting. That's why I painted the base green and then gave it a little brown coat there. And then in a little bit I'm going to dry brush some green on there and add a little bit of foliage using some Army Panther lichen. So we're going to have a nice poppy warband. I'm playing a lot with contrasts using the bases. One of those kill team videos I use a high contrast base relative to the models themselves to mixed effects, to be totally honest. Part of me doesn't like it at all. Part of me thinks it's really tacky. But the other part of me thinks that it looks super cool. So we're going to go ahead and see how that goes. Since I got into this hobby, I've been experimenting a lot with a lot of different kinds of things. And there's a lot of things that I want to do still. I want to build a Death Guard in addition to my Death Watch. I started building my Death Watch kill team with the first strike box, so I got some Plague Marines and some Poxwalkers out of that. So I ordered an extra Poxwalker to round out the team, and then the full Plague Marines box, so I can get the full gambit of weapons. I want to do some extra cool stuff with my Orc kill team. I kind of want to paint them red, do red orcs. I always thought red orcs looked really cool and aggressive, and that kind of suits my vision of the orcs in this. But at the same time, green is best is the meme, so I don't really want to change that. It feels out of place to do non-red orcs, or non-green orcs, I'm sorry. But here we are, putting the basing together, really kind of trying to make it look jungly. I added a couple of spring growth foliage, little brushes, and then some of the lichen and a little bit of leafage here and there to really make them pop. Thought it'd be really cool to have a very jungly thing. So, without too much further ado, let's go ahead and see how both of them turned out together. Both being the two I originally had planned to paint here. As you can see, I used some green stuff to re-sculpt them a little bit. I didn't want them to be too different. I don't want them to look too crazy, but I wanted them to be reposed and cool. And here is everything I painted for the warband so far. The 4 warriors and the 2 skinks. Rip the footage that was lost for these. It will be sorely missed. But if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in spite of technical difficulties, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to see the next one. So without much further ado, be sure to live strong and ride on. Bye-bye.